From the WNN News Center, Gil Williams.
Thousands of Americans are dead. A nation is stunned. This after an improvised nuclear device estimated at 10 kilotons in yield was detonated in the heart of Indiana, the apparent work of terrorists. So far, no person or group has claimed responsibility for this heinous act. The nuclear explosion itself was inadvertently caught live on Indianapolis television as a traffic helicopter for NBS affiliate W8FS was filing a mid-morning traffic report. We warn you that the next few seconds of video are somewhat graphic in nature.
After a morning rush hour of heavy traffic here in Marion County, things have quieted down somewhat. We're looking at the I-465-69 split where, what the, holy...
In the wake of this tragedy, the National Homeland Security Advisory System threat level has been raised to orange for the entire United States. Homeland Security Secretary Michael Chertoff advises all Americans to do their very best to approach this horrible situation with as calm a resolve as humanly possible. In a statement, Secretary Chertoff said, "We are in the midst of our darkest moment, and we need everyone to stand together as one nation and unite to overcome this tragedy." Chertoff went on to say, "We have no intelligence to indicate another city is being targeted for any type of attack. There are no evacuation orders for any other cities. For those of you compelled to leave your current area, I ask you to follow instructions from local and state officials." The attack on Indianapolis has already taken thousands of innocent lives, and no doubt thousands more are in danger as the radioactive cloud from the nuclear detonation follows its east-northeasterly direction. People who live in that path are still in great danger. They are urged to heed the advice of state, local, and federal responders to ensure their safety. WNN's Steve Kearns is in Washington, where federal officials have been forced to make some very quick decisions.
Gil, what some are already calling the Indiana 510 crisis has officially been declared an incident of national significance, which activates the catastrophic incident annex of the National Response Plan. Now, the president has issued a major disaster declaration. Indiana's governor has declared a state of emergency, called out the National Guard, and put into action agreements which bring in help from neighboring states. Massive amounts of federal resources are rapidly moving into impacted areas to contain the damage and support relief efforts. Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels says he's seeing much-needed support coming from every direction.
I've confirmed with the governors of Illinois and Ohio that they have initiated the deployment of specially trained response-capable forces to reinforce our own forces already on the scene. Over the next 24 hours, citizens will see an ever-increasing number of military convoys and aircraft flowing into Indiana.
President Bush addressed the nation at 8 o'clock last night, offering some reassurance to the American people during this time of national crisis. To quote the president, "Today our nation saw evil again, the very worst of human nature, and we responded with the best of America, with the caring of our rescue workers, caring for strangers and neighbors, people who are helping out in any way they can. This is a day when all Americans from every walk of life are united in our resolve for justice and peace. America has stood down enemies before, and we will so do that again this time. None of us will ever forget this day, yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in our world." Gil?
Steve, so far no one has claimed responsibility for this, but common sense dictates that the likelihood of this being an accident is very remote, as Indiana has no nuclear facilities. Is this the work of El Zahir?
El Zahir? Perhaps. That's a common perception. But the FBI reports there have been no credible claims of responsibility for the Indiana blast. However, the FBI is, quote, "vigorously investigating this event to determine if there is a terrorism link," unquote. There are a lot of things about this tragedy that we may never know for sure. The American people are looking to the government for some hard answers. In Washington, Steve Kearns, WNN.
Thanks, Steve. Stay with WNN for the latest on this national tragedy. For the World News Network, I'm Gil Williams.